What's going on, y'all? We are over here today at Hammerhead Kayaks in Theodore, Alabama, and check it out, we've got a whale shark, baby whale shark kayak right here that has a pretty nasty gash. A forklift ran into the side of this kayak. We're going to get it fixed up, turn this thing into a demo kayak, and make it to where it never leaks from that spot right there. Also, this is basically a one-on-one video on how to weld any type of crack or hole you have in a kayak. We've fixed kayaks that have softball size holes in them. So if y'all got a kayak out there that has been damaged and you're wondering whether or not it can be fixed, the answer is yes. Plastic is really easy to work with, and I'm going to show y'all everything you need to know to be able to fix it. One more thing before we get started: if y'all do have a kayak and this is something that you do not want to take on yourself, you can reach out to me at southernsaltkayakfishing@gmail.com. Send me pictures of your kayak and we will set up something to get it fixed for you. All right, so like I said, we got this nasty gash right here, and because there's a crack that is running right here, if I just tried to put plastic over it, due to stress and flexing, you have the potential of that crack continuing to run. So we want to end the run, and all we're going to do is take a drill bit. Now, because my crack is pretty big here, I'm using a big drill bit. But basically, you want to use a drill bit just bigger than the crack that you're trying to repair. So we're going to go ahead, take this drill bit, and interrupt that crack so it can't continue. All right, so step number one is out of the way. Getting into it, we're going to first talk about some of the tools that we're going to need here. You are going to need some plastic. What we have here is high density polyethylene, also known as HDPE. 99% of all kayaks made are made with HDPE. If you're looking for plastic, you can typically reach out to your kayak dealer. If you got anybody that sells kayaks nearby, typically they will have some spare plastic, or you can take a 5-gallon bucket and just cut strips out of that. So we got us a red piece of plastic right here. We got that. We got some screen mesh. We may or may not need this. I'll talk to y'all more about that here in a minute. We're also going to need a flathead screwdriver, as well as a pair of channel locks and a heating gun. Getting started, we're going to turn our heat gun on high, and we're going to start off by taking our piece of plastic here, and we want to heat this up almost to where it's wanting to droop off the plastic. Get it nice and hot. This could take several minutes to get it ready. I think that's pretty good. Now, here's a little bit of the tricky part. At the same time we're heating up our kayak, because we got to get this ready to take this plastic. We need both of these ready to go, but I want to keep this hot, because if I just heat up the kayak right here, this block is going to start to cool down. So I want to heat them up both at the same time. And really the only way that you can mess this up is if you overheat your kayak and blow a hole through it. So you just want it to get to where your plastic starts to look shiny, and then from there we're just going to try to start swirling our plastic, getting it all nice and mixed in. This could take a little while to get this process going. Just take your time, melt your plastics together, and we'll get that. It doesn't have to be pretty right now. We just want to get enough plastic laid down to where we can start to fill in this hole, and then we'll smooth everything out. I'm gonna go ahead, fast forward this to where we got all this plastic laid down. So we got a good glob of plastic right here. We're just gonna heat up a flathead screwdriver, and we're gonna go ahead and start smoothing into this spot before we move on to the next. If you got a small enough crack, you could probably go ahead and fill it in with plastic, but we're gonna work this in sections. And we're just gonna take that screwdriver. And here's the important part too. You don't just want to take this screwdriver and flatten it out. You want to mix the two plastics. So we're going to get our screwdriver nice and hot. That way it makes that plastic nice and pliable. Heat that plastic up as well. And then we're just going to come in here and make small little swirls, making sure we're mixing our plastic so it doesn't flake off in the future. We just about got the crack filled up with plastic here. I did go ahead and cut my plastic into thinner strips, a little bit easier to work with, and we're just going to continue to heat this stuff up. Plug that little drill hole we got there, And whenever I'm laying this down, it does always help to twist that stick of plastic. Help mix everything in there real good. And whenever we're laying it down, we just twist it. We got to get that hole just a little bit hotter for that plastic to take in there. So all the hard work is pretty much already done. This is what we're looking like right here. Pretty much sure that we've got all of our holes covered up and our plastic built back up over that hole. Now we are going to take a screwdriver, smooth the rest of that out. But before we get into that, talked about this screen mesh right here. So if you have a kayak that has a hole in it, right? So earlier this year, we had somebody that brought in a kayak where squirrels or rats chewed a hole into the side of the scupper plug right here. So all we did was take that screen mesh, melt the plastic around the area, get it nice and pliable, and then we just press that screen mesh into that, and that gives us a bridge to build our plastic on if you have a hole or something like that. It reinforces it, and yeah, that's what the screen mesh is for. Wasn't sure if we were going to need it for this job, just because the way this curve was sitting right here, heating up this plastic, it could have caused this to droop, and if this would have drooped, we would have needed that screen mesh to go in there and give us something to build on top of. But anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. We're gonna go ahead and finish up this job. So when we're getting ready to use our screwdriver right here to smooth it out, we want to heat up the end of that. Obviously, like with this plastic, if anything's cool at all, it's not going to work out. Everything's got to be hot. So we're going to heat that screwdriver up. That should be good. We're going to heat our plastic back up, and then we're just going to swirl the plastic around, smooth it out, and we're done. All right, and so this is our fixed repair. Obviously, it does not look like brand new, and there's really nothing you're going to be able to do to make it look brand new. But you do have a kayak right here that's not going to take on any water. That is completely sealed up. And as a precaution, if y'all are out there fishing in deeper water or way away from the ramps, might be a good idea to put water inside your kayak. All you need to do is find some dry ground. If you got dry concrete or something like this, put your kayak down, fill it up with water as much as you can, and then inspect the concrete or the ground around you. Make sure no water is leaking out of the kayak, and that is going to confirm that you have a good bond on your plastics and your weld took, everything's good to go. But I do believe this one is fixed and ready to go right there. That is how to repair plastic on your kayak. So yeah, if y'all have any cracked or holes in your kayak, go out there, fix them. And if y'all can't fix them, bring them to me. I'll do them for y'all and get y'all back on the water.